Excitement, another day of the challenge. Hey, this is Genevieve Stafford Jack, and today's video is very closely related to yesterday's video. How to find the right tenant for your property. Because yesterday we spoke about how to charge them, right? Today is how to actually find them. So, nonetheless, in this particular video, we're going to be touching on a couple of pointers, and I'm going to try and go through them very, very quickly. The quality of your tenant will influence the success of your property business, your property investing business. And why do I say that? Think about this. If you get bad tenants, they don't pay, they could leave a bad taste in your mouth for this whole property investing stuff. You just need to be strong. And then you get another tenant. The second tenant is just like the first tenant. At some point, you're going to give up. And that's what I did. I know that by the time I sold my property, I was up to here. There was nothing left up to any of my 1.5ness, 1.55ness left in me because I was just over this, okay? And this was way before I even got my education. I was done for it. I was like, I'm done with being Miss Nice Chick. People are just the most. They annoy me and all sorts of stuff. And had I known then what I know today that I'm going to be sharing with you, I do believe I would probably still have my 2-bed, 1-bath in Sapphire Town. I want you to think about this. Screen your tenants like your future depends on it, because it does. So here is a couple of screening tips, meaning you're going to literally qualify if these are going to be your future tenants. This is what I would just say, screening 101. When you get tenants, right, you want to find out, you want to ask them for their 3 months bank statements if this is a DIY process, right? And even if you've got a property management company, I want you to get to a point where whichever tenant you are deciding to take, whether you are on your own or whether you're using a property management company, I want you to consider these things. I want you to ask for a 3-month bank statement. Sit with your bank statement and understand the patterns of who they are. And why do I say that? One of the things why I say that is that a long time ago when we bought the farm, the bond originator actually said to me, you are predictable in your spending habits. We know exactly what you're going to be doing, because for the last 6 months, everything that you first pay is exactly in the same order as every month for 6 months, which tells me you may be sitting with a budget that is written out or typed out. And then she said, I can envision that you are sitting with an Excel sheet and you're banking, and this is how you're doing your banking. This is why not one line item differs from the other for 6 months. These are the things that you can pick up about a person. So I want to say to you, there's a lot of us that have got different habits, right? See the habits of what does your future tenant do on a Friday and over the weekend. Are there lots of card swipes at the casino on a Saturday? I'm not saying be prejudiced against anybody. I'm saying pick up the habits and the trends. Because just think about this for a moment. For 3 months, you go through the statement. And then in the statement, then you realize that not one of these 3 months does this person actually pay the same commitments. So if they're not paying the same commitments, if this person is not even paying school fees or for rent and things like that, you start questioning, is this the type of person I want in my property? Look, circumstances affect people differently. All I'm saying, be on guard. What else can you ask for? References from the previous landlords. All right? 9 out of 10 times you can get them. There's going to be a story to some people that don't have references, right? Should you skip that? Shouldn't you skip that? You should then decide, should that not be a minimum requirement for you so that you can speak to the previous landlord? Another thing that you can do is call and confirm their place of employment. When you call and confirm their place of employment and see how long that they have been working there and what type of an employee they are, you're going to get a reaction from them like, why are you calling my place of employment, right? You need to then understand that you are running a business before you are running anything. And if you don't treat your business with a minimum requirements, eventually your business is going to run you. And do you want somebody that is a delinquent tenant running you? Another tip, there's a site called TPN. I'll put the website down here. And when you go through to TPN, you will see that they are like a credit bureau, but for tenants. And you can run your details through that. You can do a credit check on your future tenants, right? Because you want to literally safeguard what your investment is all around how you are finding your ideal tenants. Something else that you want to consider, you know, sometimes others will say, oh, this is a little bit harsh. But I say, hey, what the heck? Had I known this, I would have done this. Train your tenants in the way they should be good tenants to you. What do I mean by that? Think about this. If you say, I need rent to be paid on the first day of every month, put that in your lease agreement, right? But then put a repercussion to if it is not done. Because I know I had gone through this, oh, my poor tenants, they're going to go through the most, and there's a child that's involved. I mean, I had maybe 4 or 5 lots of tenants. And each of them, I already created a story for them in my mind. I made excuses for them in my mind. Because human nature, we end up feeling sorry for people. And then sometimes the ones that we feel sorry for are the ones that take the biggest advantage. It doesn't always happen, but it generally does. So yeah, think about this. If you say, I need my rent done by the first of every month. And when you pay, and if you don't pay my rent on the first of every month, by the third of that month, you allow me to mark you as a slow payer at the credit bureau. It's perfectly legal. Again, go to TPN. They've got a lease agreement pack, and that's what we use for our tenants in our properties. Why? Because there's a lawyer that writes that. Silner Stain maintains that particular lease agreement. I scream from the rooftop about that lease agreement. In fact, one of the trainings that we did together, I did together with her for students of mine, is to literally understand and go through the lease agreements and make sure that you are safeguarding your investment. Because at the end of the day, if there's repercussions to certain things, you'll be able to see whether this tenant says, hey, there's too much here. You'd rather have somebody walk away from you then than that same person walk all over you in the future because you were lenient. Here is a top tip. You know, when people call you to view your property so that they can come and rent your property, take your calls in the first week, right? And then you set up like a show day. This show day is a day where they're going to come, all these different people are going to come and see your property. What it does, I believe, is makes others aware that, hey, this property is in demand. Others want to stay in this property, right? And then they think, I need to make up my mind like yesterday. You start seeing the different people and how they interact. And you also get to having others think, oh, I need to make my decision quickly. So having a number of people come and actually see your property creates and shows others that there's demand for this property. And if somebody says, oh, you know what, can I pay my deposit over a period of time? Because I've been through the most, or whatever the case is, you are then able to say, you know what, I'm sorry, there's a number of people that are on my list, and that's one of my minimum requirements where I require my tenants to already honor the things that I've set up front. I know it can be difficult sometimes, but there's one thing I know, that since we've applied this, we've minimized crazy tenants. We've minimized those that take advantage, okay? But we've also had a heart for those that need the lifeline. So that for me is my quality tips around finding tenants and the best tenants for your property investing opportunity. Just remember, this is a business that you're running, because the moment you start slacking and start empathizing with people, the ones that take advantage will really take advantage. And the ones that don't take advantage won't mind if you put that on paper. So the different agreements and adjustment to the rules that you've created, I encourage you to create an addendum for your lease agreement. Add it into your lease agreement somewhere. Why? Because the one that is really going through the most will respect you more for the agreement that you've made verbally, that you've put it on paper and you've both signed it, because that is something that you are going to actually hold. It's going to hold you in good stead should something go south. So I trust that that video has been good. And again, if you like this video and this is something that really speaks to you, I want you to click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post videos such as this. Take good care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.